Good morning. It is a Saturday. It is mid-morning again. A beautiful day today. A little bit cooler. That's the story today. We still have heat advisories, heat watches, heat concerns, air quality issues up in these zones, up in northern California, northern Sacramento Valley. Even into Sacramento, we've got some smoke. We are going to see a bit of cooling. Well, what am I saying? We're seeing a little bit of cooling today, just a touch. And tomorrow we'll see a little more. The marine layer has deepened out. So I'll make this a little briefer than yesterday. I went on pretty long yesterday, but what I want to do is get the weather forecast to you. And then on the back end, if you can't hang, just bail. And we're going to look at some surf stuff. And I got this cool Mojave Desert camera live. And it's got a watering hole. The guy, somebody just puts water out there. It's going to be $1.18 there today. And you see the little animals that come in, right? And they do. Because think about Mojave Desert. Anytime you put water down, stuff's going to show up. So you never know. So we'll look at that as well. So here's the smoke right now. You see the marine layer too, pretty clearly. And pushed a little further inland last night, a little further inland. So you can see along the coast, San Francisco, Point Reyes, all the way up to Cape Mendocino, Point Arena, right in here. And Southern California, you're fogged in pretty decent too. Deeper, a little deeper marine layer. Like instead of 1,000 feet, it's up to like 1,300 or 1,400 feet, which allows it to get over these hills. You're seeing some clearing already down towards Monterey, which is interesting. I don't know how long that'll last, but I do think Monterey Bay will clear out today. And then here's the smoke. And air quality, not great. And again, just in terms of gnarly, you're talking about smoke. And then you're talking about heat, right? So the heat's hard on you. The smoke's hard on you. You combine the two. Just drink plenty of fluids. Not the day to go for a run if you're up in Redding or Cottonwood. This is, I have to check this one again. I loaded a bunch of these up early. This is out by Keswick, out by Shasta, kind of by, you know where they are? They're kind of just above Whiskey Town. And you're looking out into the north central valley, and you can clearly see the inversion right there, the top of that. We look at the fog inversion all the time, right? We go, oh yeah, the fog is, the inversion's this deep. Well, it's smoke, same thing. It's trapped. Stuff gets trapped in an inversion. That's why we talk about inversions so much. Inversions are just a stable environment where the air is having trouble mixing vertically, and so it just, boom, doesn't mix vertically. It just presses down and creates this incredibly stable layer underneath. In this case, it's collecting smoke and it's compressing it into an area that it's not very great air quality. Okay, real quick, we'll go back to the smoke stuff. Let's get to the marine layer a little deeper, right? If you were with us last night or yesterday, if you're with me, I went for a nice ride yesterday. Went out in this area with Pam. It was our 31st anniversary. Thanks for all the kind words, by the way. It was awesome. I never think about that. Pam and I have been together a long time, like 31 years and a few more years before that, and like countless adventures, which is fun. She's awesome. So there's the fog, and you can see it's a little deeper. Let's take a look. I think it looks like it's like 1,300. No, geez, way deeper. I was just eyeballing it, but you can see the inversion here. This right here is 1,800 feet. So that's about what we said. So it's deeper. This is right now, right here. So 2,000 feet. So this is the depth of that fog. So when we go up there, that's the top right there of those clouds. So as you go through this time's traveling this way now. We're going from right now to last night, yesterday, right? So the inversion has deepened out a fair amount, and we saw that coming. I know we did, right? We talked about that. If you could rewatch the video, we talked, right? So everything we're doing here is pretty much stuff you can do at home. It might not be it's kind of I kind of curate all this stuff for you, which is kind of fun for me. But you can do this at home too. Here's the smoke coming off the green fire. I believe that's the green fire. I called it the James fire yesterday. And you can see the smoke coming off the Burton fire up here as well. And in Northern California, Southern Oregon, there's a few fires burning up there as well. So it's just been and then smoke down here. So yeah, smoky situation. Today is Saturday. We're waiting for a cool down. You're not going to see it right away because if you're, watch this is the 500 millibar vorticity. There's the jet stream. See how broad the ridge is? Talked about that yesterday. They don't want to budge. It doesn't want to budge. So it's going to be slow to move. Something will feed in underneath it here as we go into Monday, Tuesday of next week. It will be more of like a cutoff little disturbance, which will help keep it from getting ridiculously hot. In other words, we're pretty much dropping a few degrees today, about the same the next day. And then as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, things start to cool down as more energy gets in to suppress the high. But this ridge owns us for the next couple of days. There's heat advisories in effect for us, you'll see that coming up through Sunday and Monday in parts. Okay, so here's the model. There we are. You see a little bit of stuff underneath it. That's just kind of tamping it down. And then see up here, right in here? This is a vorticity maximum. Just means it's got maximum instability in this little, it's shear, it's wind shear in the vertical. And what you're going to see is it knocks down that high. Look, see it cuts back on it? See it? That's how it grows right here. And then it feeds another one in, and then there's your trough, and then this all happens on Tuesday. Okay? So that's the mechanism for the cooling. It's minor, but it's something, and it will provide relief. And it looks like that following July 19th period looks, summer. Looks like summer. Nothing unusual here. This is all standard stuff. So HRRR, this is right now, or this morning, the forecast for this morning. And again, some of these temperatures at, let's see what we got here, 80 degrees. You wake up in parts of the foothills and you're in the mid 70s. And you add the smoke to that. And the smoke is really coming all the way down to Sacramento. You'll see that coming up at Walnut Grove camera. But one of the things I want to show you here is this is the model. This is for this afternoon or mid-morning. But you see the cooling. You see the yellows. We didn't have that yesterday. So there's a sea breeze. There's a little sea breeze. It's not going to hold back the flood of this really hot air, but it will insulate, if you will, the coastal areas, places like San Francisco, San Jose, from significant heat. So the bigger urban areas of Central California, but not Sacramento, are going to get a little break. Well, Sacramento get a little break too. So push. This is just for today. And I just want you to see that footprint, which is what we talked about yesterday. The footprint being the purples, 104. This is the afternoon. That looks weird. Oh, that's too high up. 100 degrees, Central Valley. A little cooler. And you do see a little cooling. Again, this model's a little more granular. So it's like a couple kilometers on resolution on the grid size. And you can see it's just about cooling off there. So there you go. All right. Cooling off. That's the plan. And then here is the forecast for today. These are the high temperatures for today. 109 in Redding, 96 in Sacramento. Still very, very hot, but not as hot. And then when you get there, 104 in Tulare, and then 68 in Monterey. So these are today's temperatures. Here comes tomorrow, right there. Right? And that's cooler. 99 in 98 in Redding, 90 in Sacramento. They're going to be much happier with that. So that is tomorrow. That is Sunday. So a little bit more cooling. You can see the fire here, James Fire, or the green fire. Wow. You call it the James. It's a green fire. I started off by saying that. I don't know I don't even know if there is a James Fire. The green fire, 8,000 acres, zero containment on this. And you can see you've got, there's the visual, the live shot on it right there. And you can see it's kind of looks like it's pushing out a lot of smoke again today. Since they don't have containment, there's lots of just smoldering. I think this fire's burned back on itself a little bit, so it's really just smoldering. Despite the fact that there's zero containment, based on the weather pattern, based on CAL FIRE, the way they roll, I think they have a pretty good handle on this fire. The only thing that would mush it up is if in that long-range model I showed you, if I were to go out and find, or we were to go out and find a big offshore wind event, right, or a big wind event of any kind, really, that's what you can't have. But they can manage this. This area is pretty lush, pretty remote. This is the PurpleAir, and you'll notice bad air quality all throughout the northern Sacramento Valley, like a lot of it, even in the Bay Area, right? So the reds, purples, and the dark reds are bad. This one, let's see, this 364, I always forget the codes on these, but health warning of emergency conditions. Everyone is likely to be affected with 24-hour exposure. So this number here, should kick that off there. That 364, that 207, those numbers are really aggressive and hard on you. So I don't know if that's a for sure thing, but you can see, I'll show you some live cameras. So the air quality, I'll back it out again, sorry. And you can see Northern California and Southern Oregon, and then Southern California as well. Just there in the air quality, you can bet there's a lot of smoke coming down from the fires, 200, 300 miles away, moving into Bakersfield and those areas. So air quality like this, where are we right now? This is Lake California, Cottonwood, just outside of Cottonwood, which would make sense. Cottonwood's getting hammered right now. That's under the PurpleAir. That's over 280, 300 parts per million, and that's a lot of smoke. And the hot day adds to it. This is from the Sutter Buttes. I don't know if I can roll on this. I don't think I could. Let's see. This is Sutter Buttes. This is down. If you've driven up to Willows or Red Bluff, you see Sutter Buttes further south, closer to Sacramento and Woodland, quite frankly. We used to see Sutter Buttes from Paradise, but this is a little fast forward, but it just shows that smoke just settling in and just being, aggressively in there for sure. So smoky day. Here's the model. I'll push it through. This is today. And you can see the smoke working its way down the coast a little bit. Not as bad down towards Fresno, but it's that whole North Valley. So air quality really bad in Shasta County, Tehama County, those areas north, Butte County. As you get further south towards some of the southern areas, Sacramento, Winters, and those spots, not as bad. And if it is smoky, it's up higher. But today's one of those days, man. I would just be, if I was wanting to get my workout in and I was in Anderson, I'd go to a club or something, right, and make sure they have air conditioning and just shut the door and don't let the bad air in. Here's the heat advisory in orange, and then the extreme heat warning in Northern California as well. And that lasts for a couple more days. And you can see the bite right here in the middle. See this here? That's the marine air kind of just doing what it does. And that's why I always think about why people settled where they settled, but besides obviously the massive bay, San Francisco Bay, and its ability for commerce, but just in terms of weather, Sacramento as opposed to Fresno, good move. Sacramento as opposed to Chico, Bidwell went up there. I think he was growing a lot of stuff though. But anyway, you see the cooler sea breeze. And then out here, you got this stuff. This is air quality stuff in Minnesota. These are air quality alerts for these folks. And then Texas getting more rain. Air flooding concerns there. Again, nothing as severe as what they saw, but still a little gun shy after the last week. Okay, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Okay, we kind of saw that, right? We're about average, and we sort of looked at that on the GFS. In terms of rainfall, a little bit of something down here, but thunderstorm possible. Phoenix, it's that time of year. This is all starting to light up. But for us being north of Santa Monica and San Diego, pretty much near normal. We'll see how that pans out. This is Pacifica, a beautiful day, fun day, and just nice. You can see the fog. A lot of whales moving right now. I didn't see any yesterday, but I just getting reports of a lot of whales, a lot of humpbacks. And then these folks, I don't know what they're doing. I'll bet you. Yeah, if it's a surf lesson, they go out and body surf a little bit, just get used to the waves. Smart. This is Upper Trussels by we call cottons, and they've got some swell. It's back to 2 to 4, 2 to 5, and it'll come back up a little bit next week with 3 to 4 foot waves, a little bigger. This is Walnut Grove. Here's the smoke. Now, Walnut Grove, right, is way down, south of Sacramento. So this is in the Central Valley. This is just east. This is the Delta. I guess this would be Rio Vista, which way we look. And we're looking north. Yeah, so you're looking kind of away from Rio Vista. Rio Vista is below the camera here, I believe. And that's Walnut Grove. These are jellyfish. I'm trying to go faster than I did yesterday because I got rambling. These are live. This is out of Monterey Bay Aquarium. And they're awesome, right? I can almost hear them. Not really. Isn't that crazy? Huh. They're beautiful. Okay, jellyfish. I think we got, where are we? Oh, Lassen Basin. This is Lake Shastina, which was a big resort. They put it together in the 60s. It was a huge resort. This is from, what's it called? Hampton Ranch, I think, or where is it? Hampton? Gosh dang it, I can't remember. This is Lake Shastina, though, and then Mount Shasta is over here. Just a nice day there. I got some bears queued up for you. I found some this morning. And you can see the bears. Let's see, I'll move up a little bit more so it's a little more sun on it. And there's 3 bears out there now. This was a couple hours ago, maybe an hour ago. And you see them just waiting for the fish. A nice woman texted me and said, hey, listen, because I was kind of beefing on the camera, like, see, the camera's not awesome. She goes, well, the problem is it's so remote there, which I didn't know. I didn't realize how far in it was, the Camchi River. Brooks Falls. But they're running this thing on solar, and then you get weird sun angle in Alaska, right? So the solar not always as awesome as it should be, and they're running quality cameras. It's just the signal gets blurred out a little bit. This is a fun camera to watch. Right now, that's what's happened the other day, or this morning, sorry. And then this is right now. Oh, there's a bear there, so that's alive. And it's interesting how the fish pulse. Because we watched yesterday, and the fish there weren't that many fish jumping, and then today it's like, whoa, it's like something's chasing them. And you can see them when they get tired. The salmon will come back here because they're trying to get upstream to spawn, but when they just wear themselves out, and so they end up in these pools, backwater, right? You can sit in here like this. When you're fly fishing, you want to hit that water because fish can rest in there essentially. And that's what they're doing. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fish resting up, then they go up. Okay. Puffins, quiet day out there. Audubon Puffins. This is in Maine, I believe. And just beautiful. They had a nice day out there. And then I think I got this shot. This was the, shot, the Mojave Desert. It's going to be 116, 118 there today. And you see these little squirrels and such. A lot of birds come in too, to the feeder. No, awesome. I know. I love this guy. You got to wonder how much water that thing evaporates, out through the course of a day, just because it's so dry. Anyway, we did a quick one, or quicker. Hope you're having a good day. I will, tomorrow, I'll probably talk to you Sunday or Monday. Okay, see you back here.